Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up? Welcome back to another edition of Mike on Sports. I am your host. I go by the name of Mike Gross, man. Big up to that 501 and that 317. Little Rock, Indianapolis, man. We are in the building. And I'm back with some breaking news, man. Breaking news, as you seen on the first graphic, man, Jon Jones was arrested last night in Albuquerque, New Mexico on suspicion of DWI. Man, oh man, when I don't even want to say when it rains it pours. Like Jon Jones has a long line of this kind of stuff, man. He has a long line of not necessarily keeping his nose clean, and when you have a lot of idle time on your hands, and you're a athlete, and you don't have a date for a fight or a next game or a training camp or things like that, you get a lot of spare time in your hand. And it seems like Jon Jones used his spare time in the wrong way. Let's go ahead and get to the details of this, man. Like I said, this is like a real quick report show. Just wanted to let you guys know what was going on out there in the sports world. And yeah, Jon Jones, UFC star, was arrested in New Mexico for alleged aggravated DWI and neglect use of a firearm early Thursday morning, according to a representative from the Albuquerque Police Department. Jones was released from custody later Thursday morning per online, whatever the fuck his name is, according to the criminal complaint. An Albuquerque PD officer responded to the sound of a single gunshot. Come on, man. Come on, look, I'm reading it with y'all. Like, I ain't read the story yet because I wanted to know and give y'all my immediate reaction. Man, what's up, bro? You out here shooting guns at 1 o'clock in the morning for what? For what? And you probably stay in a goddamn cul-de-sac where it's a lot of suburban people around that motherfucker. They ain't used to hearing gunshots, John. They don't want to hear that shit. But get back to the story. Around 12:58, it was a single gunshot. The complaint stated that the officer saw a black Jeep with a man inside the vehicle in the driver's seat, identified as Jones, and another person outside the vehicle by the passenger side door. All right. The officer wrote that he saw an open bottle of alcohol behind the passenger seat. This man out here riding around like he in high school. Don't you got a house? Come on, baby. And Jon Jones said he did not know where that gunshot sound came from. Another officer was called, and after completion of a DWI investigation, Jon Jones was placed under arrest. The Jeep was towed from the scene. Upon a search, a handgun was found underneath the driver's seat. I didn't hear no gun, officer. I just got this bottle back in the seat, but let me go now. I ain't hear no gunshots. Nigga, you got a gun on your seat. You ain't hear not a gunshot. Let they find out that motherfucker gun hot. That motherfucker gun got that residue on that shit. Nigga, you about to get in trouble. But anyway, the complaint stated that the round matched the caliber of the gun. That's where, yep, they got you, bruh. They got you. Let's get back right to the story, man. Give y'all the last couple quotes. As part of the investigation into this incident, our gun violence reduction unit was testing firearm and bullets casing to determine whether the gun has been used in any crimes. Reducing gun violence in Albuquerque is our top priority. Jones' team declined comment on the matter. Jones, 32, is the UFC lightweight, long-time lightweight, light heavyweight champion. First winning the title in 2001, blah, 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 blah. Now, but let's get to some other shit, man. John Jones, he in some shit. I'm going to give y'all a little timeline on John Jones and what all the shit he been doing and the shit that he is involved in and why people maybe are going to start giving up on this guy because time after time after time. If you ask me, how do you beat John Jones? Cocaine, alcohol, dick pills, DWIs. That's how you beat John Jones, and maybe a little sprinkle of steroids in that motherfucker. That's how you beat John Jones. Outside of that, outside of his outside of the ring personal problems, he a bad motherfucker. You get in that ring with John Jones, you ain't got a very good chance of winning it. So I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Some of the decision making and the pattern of just bad behavior that this guy is exuding out there. But so, like I said, man, heavy is the head. Heavy is the head. All right, let's go. April 12th, 2008. We know John Jones made his mixed martial arts debut. I don't know why that's important. All right, here we go. January 2009. Jones is cited for unsafe passing while driving with his girlfriend and young child in Ithaca, New York. Jones' vehicle allegedly struck a car attempting to make a left turn. There was no injury. He was not deemed to be at fault for the minor accident. So, little traffic, little fender bender. That ain't shit. We already know that bullshit ass loss with the elbow. Fuck out of here. We ain't worried about that. You know what I'm saying? 2011, man. He climbing up the ranks. You know what I'm saying? And won his lightweight title in March 19, 2011. Here we go. November 2011, Jones is cited for loss of traction while pulling into an Albuquerque strip club. The Bentley Jones was driving was towed and Jones was taken into custody. Once officers on the scene learned Jones was driving on a suspended license, charges were eventually dropped. So he was driving on a suspended license, which I've done it before, you know what I'm saying? I ain't something that I'm necessarily out here telling people to do, but sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you gotta get to where you're going, you know what I'm saying? You gotta get there. Alright, May 2012. Jones is involved in a minor accident where he crashes his Bentley into a utility pole in Bennington, New York. After a night of partying, his two female passengers suffered minor injuries. Jones is uninjured. He gets taken into custody after refusing to take a sobriety test. 2 months later, he is issued a $1,000 fine, and his driver's license is suspended 6 months. And shit should have already suspended, so that don't matter. He is also required to complete a victim impact panel and have ignition interlocks installed on his vehicles. Wow. Jones, you know what I'm saying? After all that bullshit, a couple months later, he becomes the first UFC athlete to land a worldwide sponsor deal with Nike. So, hey, man, just because I got into trouble don't mean I can't make no money. You know what I'm saying? We gonna bypass all that shit. Man. Yeah, that ain't important. Alright, September 23rd, 2014. Jones is fined $50,000 by Nevada State Athletic Commission and handled 40 hours of community service with his brawl with Daniel Cormier. January 6, 2015. Jones checks into rehab facility after it is revealed he tested positive for a cocaine metabolites during an out-of-competition drug screening prior to UFC 182. So he was doing cocaine back in the day, January 6th, you know what I'm saying, 2015. He checked himself in the rehab. The UFC, a couple weeks later, fined John Jones $25,000 for violating his athletic code of conduct policy for the failed drug test. April 2017, John Jones. So what is this, man? After he checked himself in, about 6 months later. 6 months later, John Jones turned himself into a Albuquerque police after a hit and run incident that leaves a pregnant woman injured. Jones fled from the scene and marijuana was found in his vehicle. You can't flee the scene. April 28th, the next day, John Jones is stripped of his UFC title and suspended indefinitely by the UFC. September 29, 2015, John Jones pleads guilty to a charge of leaving the scene of an accident involving injury. He avoids jail time, but is required to serve up to 18 months of supervised probation. So he dropping that piss. UFC reinstated John Jones after the company lawyer reviewed the fighter's plea agreement. So everything was good. About 8 months later, John Jones is booked into county jail in Albuquerque for violating his probation. The week prior, he was accused of drag racing and given 5 citations. So he's still out here living his life, man. He ain't giving a fuck. He ain't giving a fuck. What y'all got to say? Let me get back to that story. My bad. March 31st, he's ordered to take anger management, which is, you know what I'm saying, not really, what it is. July 6, 2016, John Jones is flagged by USADA for a potential doping violation and is pulled from UFC 200 main event bout with Cormier. John Jones held a press conference in Las Vegas and denies cheating. You know what I'm saying? November 7th, 2016, John Jones has issued a 1-year ban from USADA, retroactive to July 6th, for the failed drug test. Decision was rendered 1 week after a lengthy evidentiary hearing. Jerry initially was facing a 2-year suspension. Yep, we got that. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, man, that's the history of John Jones, bruh. Pretty much, this guy is, you know what I'm saying, he got a checkered past. We all have flaws, you know what I'm saying, in our past, but when you keep on making the same kind of mistakes, man, doing the same kind of dumb shit, shooting guns in the area at 12:59 a.m., that's not how you go about being a role model and a champion for your organization. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you got to grow up. And I know it's an old cliche, but as a kid, I did kid shit. But as a man, I let all that kid shit go and became a man and started doing man shit. And John Jones, my brother. It's time to start doing the latter. Start being a man, man. Start making the right decisions, and really, I'm not saying that you're not a man, because I don't want to get that misconstrued. But at some point in time, being a man, you got to make better decisions. Until next time, this is Mike on Sports. Yeah, there.